Bitcoin is currently stalling, but it seems like the altcoins and the alt market still have a chance for a small, localized alt season. Let's get right to it. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Tim, trader at the Calm Compound, and it's time for our crypto analysis. So let's get right to it. In front of us we have the Bitcoin US dollar 1 week chart. And like we thought, we saw a rejection last week. This does not surprise us too much because we see here this trend line that has been forming for over a year at the first point right here in the 15th of November in 2021. Second tap right here in April of 2022, and now we just tapped it while also tapping here this resistance area between my cat is about to eat my phone. Give me a second. Yep. There we go, without scratches this time. And what we see here is a strong resistance area between 24,200 and 25, or 25,200, 25,200. This is a very strong resistance area because it was the high after the crash, how far we were able to retrace, and that is just still psychologically very strong in there. If we do manage to break it, then we might just move up to first this point and then 20,000 or 28,800, 900, with a possible exception of moving all the way up to 32,000, but this too is a very strong psychological resistance because it was a double support right here. So that is kind of the main picture what we're looking at. But if we zoom in, then we see right here that Bitcoin is just kind of losing steam. Today has been pretty decent. If we can close near like the top of our original bull flag, that would be pretty strong, and we could see another attempt to go up, possibly to tap this 25,200. I would really like to see that before going back down, otherwise it's just not as strong. So that is what we're looking at currently. But if we do not manage to break this line or confirm above it, then we will probably move back down towards that 22,000 and maybe that 20,000. Lowest we could go, or lowest that I want to see it go, is 18,500. We really do want to close February above that. I still have a bit of a sore throat, so I'm going to do my absolute best to give you as much as I can. But, you know, if the throat stops, the voice stops working today, then I'll just have to call it quits at some point. But we'll see. I'm okay for the moment. Here we have Ethereum USD, and while it does look a bit stronger than Bitcoin, I am a bit hesitant. Because we see here on the daily chart, we have a strong move up, like this, and then we have a slightly less strong move up, like here, relatively speaking. This is also known as the spike and channel, and that generally comes back at the very least to the open of the channel, which is in this case 1520. So I'm kind of waiting for Ethereum to break that uptrend and go back down, and then see if we can continue further down, because we had, and then let me actually, yeah, there we go. Make a couple changes in the base setting of the line. Yep. And what we see here is tap 1, strike 2. So the next time that we hit it, there's about 50-50 chance that we continue down lower. We also have not really retested this trend line properly. So there is definitely a decent chance of moving all the way back to 1360, 70 approximately, like this whole value area, if we break down here. So that is kind of what I'm looking at right now. But if we see Bitcoin dominance, this is basically the market cap of Bitcoin. If you see that right here, then what we see in combination with the USDT dominance, so this is the market capitalization in percentages of Bitcoin. This is of USDT, but that is kind of like a proxy for stablecoins in general. And then the third part is altcoins. So the market 100% is divided in Bitcoin, stablecoins, altcoins in this case. We see that Bitcoin has lost some of its market cap. We see that the USDT, or the stablecoin part, is stable. And that means that the altcoin rally that we've seen has come out of Bitcoin. That is how we can kind of triangulate that. So we see Bitcoin is moving down a bit, altcoins are pumping a bit, and now we are kind of waiting for the USDT dominance to break out. If this goes up, then it means that there is more stable coins relatively in the market, meaning that the general price of coins goes down, and vice versa. So we want this to break down, but we'll see. For now, it hasn't really given us a good indication of what it wants to do. There is a slight channel downwards, which would give it a bit more of a chance of breaking upwards, but we will have to see how that goes, because it does seem to have a pretty decent rejection today. So that is what we're seeing. We want to keep an eye out for a shortfall, which would mean that halfway into this channel it reverses back up or back down, and that would be the first indication that we are about to have a breakout. So that is what we are looking at here, and having said that we are looking at the altcoins with favor. Like we can see here, Chiliz has done absolutely marvelously today. This is a very strong move, by the way, because this is a bearish pattern at a resistance, meaning that Chiliz is absolutely powerhousing through right now, which is good to see. That means that it could move all the way up to about 17 and maybe even 20 cents if it can keep this up and if the conditions of the market do not turn. But what you can see is that basically everything here, or everything in the altcoin market currently is up, except for Radix, which is a bit of a shame. But Radix was also moving up a bit earlier than the rest, so it could definitely be that this is a leading indicator for now, and that in a bit we will break through. But the day's not over yet, and we will see. I would like to see Radix hold this line here and kind of start making a bull flag to continue upwards. But we'll see, one step at a time. For now, we see that the altcoin season thesis is in full swing, like we just spoke about. Now, what we do have to keep an eye out for is if Ethereum turns, because that is generally a proxy for the rest of the altcoin market, and if the dominances change. That is what we're seeing right now. Cake is actually doing quite well as well. That's nice to see. It's holding its support. And of course, Matic is doing fairly well. It tried to break out of its bearish pattern and is now trying to break back in and trying to attempt what Chiliz has just done with its 20% move up. That is basically the gist of the market right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget to keep calm, keep cool, keep compounding. Bye bye.